Welcome to Empower Hour, your go-to podcast for all things disability and independence, brought to you by Empower Abilities, your disability and aging experts. I'm co-host Afton Harper.
And I'm Juli Jordan. Listen in as we dive into real stories, resources, and meaningful conversations that empower individuals with disabilities to live life to the fullest.
Whether you're tuning in for advocacy, inspiration, or practical tips, you're in the right place.
This is Empower Hour, because independence isn't a destination, it's a journey.
I want to take a minute to tell you about some of the services we offer here at Empower Abilities. We're all about helping people with disabilities live as independently as they want. That could mean helping someone find housing, navigate Medicare, get connected with benefits, or learn skills for daily living. We offer individual case management, advocacy, peer support, and information and referral. Basically, we help people find what they need and figure out how to get it. We also have home modifications, like ramps, grab bars, or walker steps, plus assistive technology, recycled medical equipment, and if you need a hearing aid, we can help with that too. Everything from evaluations to repairs. And for those who need a little extra help at home, we offer consumer-directed services and veterans-directed care, things like transportation and meal prep, housekeeping, and personal care. But it's not all services and paperwork. We also host social clubs, support groups, and community events, so people can connect, have fun, and build relationships. Because independence doesn't mean isolation. So if any of that sounds like something you or someone you care about might be interested in, give us a call or check out our website at empowerabilities.org. We're here to help, and we love what we do.
All right, so we are happy to introduce our very first guest of Empower Hour, Miss Cheri Montgomery, who is very familiar with Empower Abilities and the work that we do. Good morning, Cheri.
Oh, good morning. How is everyone doing today? I just want to let you know I am so honored to be here, and thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here with us and to share a little bit about your story and what Empower Abilities has done and can do for you.
Well, to give you a little history about me, I am married, going on 7 years now, to the most incredible man, in my opinion, of course. But I would not have an opportunity to be part of this without his support. So thank you so much, honey, for helping me navigate through all of this. Not to give away my age, but I have 5 adult children. 2 live here in Missouri and 3 in California. For me personally, I love to write poetry, short stories, and hopefully to be published by the end of this year.
Hey, that's exciting.
Exciting.
So excited for that. But to let you know, my first introduction to Empower Abilities was many, many, many years ago when it was called the Southwest Center for Independent Living. I was a private duty pediatric nurse, and I would assist a mom and her disabled son to attend various meetings. I thought it was amazing seeing the acceptance and the support that was offered to them, how much it helped both of them, and that support always resonated so deeply with me. But in 2019, I started to have significant health issues that required surgery. In 2020, I decided to return to school, and I completed my bachelor's and master's degree in communication. When I was close to graduating, I knew I needed to connect with someone to assist me with finding employment. I was very unsure where to go, where to look, and how to approach potential employers being now disabled. I needed not only to learn, but to have someone guide and advocate on my behalf. That is when I reached out and had the opportunity to meet April Parker, who is the Empowered to
Empowered to Work.
Empowered to Work program coordinator for Empowerability. So that's how I got reconnected.
So you totally went from assisting others to maybe needing a little bit of assistance yourself.
Absolutely, the full circle around.
Full circle, that's right.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the advocacy work you've been doing with Empowerabilities?
Oh, absolutely. I have been doing advocacy work my entire life and helping people who don't have a voice for themselves, who just need extra help. But Empowerabilities gave me an opportunity to work with them on so many different programs. I was so blessed to work with a RAP program, that's a restaurant assessment program that they're doing to create a database of restaurants that people with disabilities can go to and know that this establishment will accommodate them. And that work is tremendously important for people. I'm also trying to help out with, they're having this really big 40th year commitment that they have been doing to celebrate their time in. That's one of the things that this company really is needing very much, help in people to support them. 40 years that they've been around, that is such a celebration. I also helped with, they went to Jefferson City for Disabilities Right Legislative Day, and to assist them, I called legislators and senators to set up appointments and meetings for us to gather, to be with them, to bring our causes, to bring the things that were bothering us that they could vote on, and it was such a rewarding time. So those are just a few of the things I'm doing with Empowerabilities.
Sounds like you're a self-advocate for yourself. What is your recommendation for other people to get out there and do some advocacy work, and not only for themselves but for other people?
You see, advocacy is very essential. Whatever cause that for people that you're wanting to promote, people with disabilities, we need to systematically change the system. And if you want to get involved, however little or grand that you want to become involved, it is so appreciated and needed. All you really truly have to do is pick up the phone and make a call. There is somebody on the other line that will direct and guide you, connect you with people that can see what skills you needing or skills that you have to implement you into the program. But just a simple phone call. We need people. We need you.
I think that's one thing that I really appreciate about you, Cheri, is you balance the assertiveness with the kindness in every interaction I've seen with you.
Oh, I appreciate that so much. You see, when I think about advocacy, it's just not about me. It's not about my growth. It is not about how I feel or what I can obtain from it. Advocacy for me is about being the voice for the voiceless. It's about breaking barriers and defending those who are defenseless. It's about caring for someone who feels alone or isolated. It's about providing a way when everything seems to go against you. You are providing a way. Advocacy is making a positive change in someone's life. And when you advocate, you learn to keep moving forward in the fight. Sometimes you trip, sometimes you stumble, sometimes you might even fall, but you always get back up, because advocacy is about life.
Well, not only that, you are opening up the eyes of other people who may not have a clue of what somebody with a disability is going through. In our case, as far as talking about disabilities, I mean, our legislators out there, they cannot possibly connect to every organization out there that has their hands open, pleading for help and assistance, and having them, advocate for their company. And having advocates like you, Cheri, I think spreads the message, spreads the word of the work that we're doing and how important it is in so many people's lives.
Absolutely. And, what is really interesting is when I went to Disability Legislative Day, I learned so much. But the one thing that really stood out to me was differences that unite. You see, understanding a day in my life, to get you to understand one day in my life, putting on my shoes and navigating the world as I experience it. There are so many different types of disabilities, and sometimes even the disabled have tunnel vision when it comes to their own personal disability. We collectively need to open ourselves to the struggle of others. All of us do. Advocate for and support each other, and in doing so, take the time to not only hear, but listen. Just listen to the narratives. Walk a mile, not only in their shoes, but with them. Disabilities Right Legislative Day united the people, and it was absolutely so powerful. And I encourage more people to please get out and advocate for causes you believe in.
Very well said.
Yeah.
I can feel it from the heart. I really can. And that like Afton said, the passion that you share and that you show, I mean, that's a lesson in itself right there.
It very much is. And Cheri, I know that you talked a little bit about restaurant access points, our project here at Empower Abilities. Can you tell me a little bit about what you hope to see from that program?
I would really like to have the website where people who have disabilities can go to and know this is a place that is very accommodating to me. When you really think about someone with a disability, the effort that it might take them to get up, get themselves ready, to go into a car, to have somebody, or to drive to a place and then it not be accommodating, how tiring it might be for that person, how that person might not even say anything or feel isolated or unaccepted because it's not friendly to their wheelchair or to their walker or cane. We need to have those websites for people to go to know, hey, if I'm going to spend my energy to go to this establishment, that I am welcomed. And they are very accepting of me regardless of my disability.
And we're looking at it from the angle of including all people with any disabilities. So that starts from the minute you drive into the parking lot. Is there, handicapped spaces available? Are the doors easy to open for people? Once you walk inside, how's the lighting? Is it easy to order? Is it easy to navigate to a table? Should you have to use the facilities? Is the restroom, accessible for wheelchairs or walkers? Are sinks and, you have to look at that whole picture to make it really an inviting and welcoming experience for everybody.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of businesses, just don't look at the whole picture when they're creating. And, a lot of establishments go way back and they didn't have to think about those type of requirements. But in today's society, I think it's really, really important that we look at all those things. And at Empower Abilities, we're more than happy to work with establishments to make recommendations and suggestions to make them accessible for all.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Julie. I think a big piece of accessibility comes at the design phase, and a lot of builders, a lot of organizations in general don't realize as they are designing. Sometimes they put in architecture or maybe build policies or systems that they don't realize they're removing people, not on purpose, but just through the systems that they're building.
So yeah, we're really hoping that this program expands and makes our communities welcoming for all individuals. Lets them enjoy their dining experience with their family and friends. And thank you for stepping up and helping with that program and advocating for those who cannot or are not advocating for themselves, and for educating our businesses with us. We appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And that's one of the things that I find that like Afton was saying, they're not aware. And I think that's one of the biggest problems we have within our community is people are unaware of the disability struggle, of what they need to go through to even just to navigate their everyday. And I think if we connected the community more with educating them and allowing them into the world of somebody who has disabilities, make it known that it's okay to look into this world, and they will see the struggle of an individual, whether it's going to a restaurant, whether it's walking on a sidewalk, even the struggle of even finding accommodations for transportation or apartments or health care. Let people in the community know, and that's how we can connect groups outside of disabilities to join the cause and really promote and have things changed to accommodate and be inclusive for everyone.
So, Cheri, I wanted to ask, when you go to public spaces or when you're applying to jobs or you are requiring accommodations, how do you advocate for yourself?
That is a very good question. I'm very verbal, and I'm one of the type of people that I'm not shy to ask people for help. And so if I went to a restaurant and the table was there, some things are very aesthetically very beautiful in their designs of how they might shape their tables. I would say, hey, is it okay? Do you do you have a space where I can roll my wheelchair in? Or if I'm having a walker or using a cane, can you please, if it's okay to move that out of the way? They have always been very kind and respectful. Like, oh, no problem. It's okay. We have this. But sometimes you want not to have to ask. That is already available for you. Because one of the biggest things that I think people with disabilities do have is they feel like a burden. And trust me when I say you are not a burden. You belong in this world too. You belong in that establishment too. They just have to realize everyone's not the same. We're all different.
I think that's beautifully said.
Thank you.
Yeah. So as far as your needs and your advocacy work, do you feel like you've done a lot, or do you feel like you're kind of in the beginning stages of it?
I've done a lot of advocacy work throughout my life. I think looking at both aspects of it, really advocating for others and advocating for myself, it is never ending. It is never ending, whether you have to advocate for yourself for different medical equipment, medications, restaurants, facilities. It is never ending. And when I encourage everyone to go back. I looked at some of the old films with disabilities. It was the 504 Amendment, and to see the struggle and to see the people was very inspiring. And when they got that amendment finally signed, the joy everyone had, we need to continue the fight. I've done a lot, but it is far from being over.
That's true. The ADA is only 35 years old. It turns 35 in July.
Wow. We have a long way to go. We've come a long way, but we have a long way to go to make it really inclusive for everyone to enjoy this world.
And we're going to celebrate that, Afton.
We're celebrating.
Yes.
We've got our annual block party scheduled, and we'll be talking about that a little bit later in partnership with the Arc of the Ozarks. So we'll be bringing you more information on that so you can figure out how you can get involved and come and join the fun in July.
Yes. And I did want to ask you, Cheri, so what kind of advocacy work do you feel like you're strongest in? Do you feel, as far as there's kind of two categories, self-advocacy and systems advocacy. That being said, which do you feel strongest in?
Oh, wow, what a wonderful question. I really want to do more symptoms. We need to change what's going on politically. We need to change some of the barriers everybody is encountering. We need to get the senators, we need to get the governors, we need to get the legislators to see and to hear and to recognize and to really, not that they don't care, but to understand we are at a disadvantage here and they need to support us. We need funding, we need transportation, we need education. That's where it all is starting. And if we could do that, if I could do that, if I could be part of that, it would be very rewarding for me.
I think we're signing you up right now.
Sign me away.
Well, we've got a lot of fun episodes planned for this Empower Hour podcast. Finding barriers in the community that keep people from enjoying life to the fullest. And, that's going to be a part of our work and our advocacy going forward. And Cheri, I think you're going to play a big role in helping us identify some of those barriers for individuals. And we look forward to working with you in many projects to come.
I am so honored to be here. And it would be my absolute pleasure to help in any way that I can to dismantle as many barriers as we can.
Yeah, well,
thank you so much.
Well, Afton, do you have anything else for Cheri today?
I don't think so. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to having you as a volunteer in the near future and hopefully in the further future too.
Thank you. This has been such an honor for me. I really have enjoyed this. Thank you both so much.
You are more than welcome.
Thank you, and thank you all for tuning in to Empower Hour.
Yeah, we look forward to bringing you many more exciting episodes in the future, and be watching our Facebook page for more information on future podcasts and information on when to tune in and where to tune in, and we'll get you hooked up.
Thanks for listening. If you have any episode ideas or questions, feel free to email us at marketing@empowerabilities.org. You can feel free to listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Visit our website and get involved. Our next episode topic will focus on the power of peer support.